What is your American dream?
My American dream is all Americans respect each other and come together as one country rather than being so divisive.
My American dream is whoever wants to immigrate to United States to get their documents and to get whatever they want.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Welcome, everybody. It is February 15th. It is Tuesday Tea. It is time for me to introduce Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. It's Bradshaw Live. How are you, Yo-Yo?
I'm feeling great. We're here.
That's right. What's going on?
Nothing much.
Hanging out?
Yeah. It's cold.
I saw you made an early entrance here into the office today.
I did.
There was somebody behind the computer as I walked into the social media room. And I heard like a man's voice. And I wasn't used to you being here so early. I go, wait, who is that?
Yeah.
And then you peeked right behind the computer.
Yep. I was out here working.
All right. Everything good?
Everything's great.
All right. Let's say hello to the squad. Let's see what's going on. Jessica Leamy, how are you? Jewel Delph, squad up. And Dawn Harriet, squad up. Christy Consali, how are you? Deb Bassau, Willie L. Williams, Jevil Finnegan, squad up. Joan Grant, how are you? And Carol Anderson the Tiger, Willie L. Williams, squad up. Geraldine LG saying hello, great people. And Marcia McCullough saying squad up. Burrell Harris, how are you? And on YouTube, Earth Angel Pert Westman saying squad up. Jamel Barra, just S. Big S.
Oh.
Maybe Jamel Barra, Superman. I don't know. Susie Q Mac, how are you? The Top Cat Tigress to Carol. Double fisting.
Yeah.
Jamo Kazim saying hello, Brad and crew. Nixta G. Ali Ikram. Hi, Mr. Brad. I want to talk with you, but I don't know what is your contact number.
We get that almost every day.
We get that every day. Shall we leave it to the squad to tell... I'm sure the squad can tell Ali Ikram where our contact number is during our entire 2-hour show. It's right there.
It's right there.
There it is, scrolling at the bottom. Kavar Harris, how are you? Squad up. Yo-Yo, take it away.
Absolutely. All right, squad, you already know what time it is. It's time to start sharing because we're going to be schmoozing with Brad, and he's going to fill us in on the latest news, including a new survey by the U.S. Immigration Policy Center at the University of California, and partners outlining the contributions DACA recipients make to the U.S. economy and their communities. And of course, today we're going to be sipping on some tea on some celebrity headlines, including the controversy surrounding the Olympic women's figure skating individual competition.
That is
trifling.
We were just talking about that right before the show started.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's your favorite day, T.
I know.
It's your favorite day. It's your favorite day. It's your favorite part of the show.
Favorite part of the show.
Tuesday may not be your favorite day.
Absolutely not.
I've never met anybody who said Tuesday's their favorite day.
No, me either.
Some people like Thursday. Some people like Friday. Some people like Saturdays. Some people even like Sundays. Sunday's fun day.
Sunday fun day, and like you can rest, just like get your mind ready for the week.
You never hear Monday and Tuesdays being somebody's favorite.
Absolutely not.
Right. And of course, you can call Spar Bernstein 1-800-529-5465. Internationally, it's +1 212-227-8933. And we did have some technical difficulties yesterday. So a day after Valentine's Day, we are now today going to take a look back at some of our past holidays that we have celebrated together.
Fun.
You ready to start schmoozing?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. everybody. It's Schmooze time. And according... I can't even look down anymore, can you?
You can't do that.
Nope, you never know.
Always got to be on.
Always got to be looking. All right. Well, according to Gallup's new Mood of the Nation, a poll released yesterday, 58% of the people polled, according to Gallup, are dissatisfied with the current level of immigration to the United States. The new survey's dissatisfaction level is an 8% increase from a similar Gallup poll last year. Of those who said they were dissatisfied in the latest poll, 35% said they want immigration into the country to decrease, while only 9% said it should increase. The new poll showed Republicans especially unhappy with immigration. A record high 87% of Republicans said they're dissatisfied with the current level. That's not a surprise. A large majority of those Republican respondents said they would like to see immigration decreased. Also not a surprise. There was an increase in the dissatisfaction level among respondents who identified as politically independent. That's a little bit more of a surprise. Usually it's the independents and the Democrats who are either happy with immigration, want to assist immigrants, want to see better immigration policies, but it seems like the independents are a little unhappy with immigration as well. Perhaps, it's a lot of stress on people these days because of COVID and lockdowns and the great resignation, people quitting their jobs, a lot of upheaval.
Yeah.
There's a lot of upheaval in the world because of COVID.
Yeah.
And it stresses people. And I think that when people get stressed, they always like to point outwardly to say, my problem is somebody else, is because of somebody else, rather than ever looking inwardly and saying my problem lies with me. My problem lies with my situation. And that's just human nature, unfortunately. I wish more people, there's very few people who can be self-aware and be like, my problems, my unhappiness, my stress level, my anxiety is because of my situation. It's your fault. Your fault. Always got to look for somebody else.
That's why you need a therapist. That's why
right. But everybody always looks for somebody else. It's your fault. So I think because we're in, just as a society in general, at a high level of stress and anxiety, people are looking to find a reason for it. It's very easy to blame immigrants, immigration. That's the problem with our country. I mean, the reality is, statistically, employers are looking for jobs. Okay, they're looking for people to work. We have high inflation right now. Partly, a great part of our high inflation results from the fact that we can't get goods to stores. We can't get things shipped from one place to another. There's bottlenecks everywhere. There's shortages of goods everywhere. And that's a lack of people to be able to work to move goods from one place to another. That's usually the job of immigrants. They're the ones who are the truckers. They're the ones working in shipyards and warehouses and things of that nature. So, the statistics don't bear out that immigration should be lower.
Right.
The statistics bear out that immigration should be higher, if anything. But people are stressed out in their life. And you always need to blame somebody else for your problems. Scapegoat, exactly. I mean, that's history of the world. One group scapegoats another for their problems.
Absolutely.
I wish is there a way that we can get people to be more self-aware? Watch Bradshaw Live?
Honestly, that's the only way. Because, like you said, that's in history. We just don't. We don't take responsibility for or accountability for So
the moral to this entire story, with a majority of Americans being more anti-immigrant, want less immigration, including independents and moderates, the moral to the story is, I don't believe there's going to be immigration reform when you have a Congress that doesn't want to change the immigration laws to begin with.
Right.
And then number two, you have a majority now of Americans
that are dissatisfied
with immigration, requesting less immigration, where when you pass an amnesty, you know what you get when you get an amnesty? You get more immigration, not less. So I don't see that as a real possibility. So the moral to the story that everybody watching who has an immigration issue is, in my belief, the laws are not going to change, or if they do, it'll change on the edges, but not like a major overhaul of immigration law. I don't see it happening, especially now that we see, the mood of the country.
Right.
So deal with the immigration laws that we have, and deal with trying to resolve your immigration problems within the framework of the laws that we have now. I think that's the moral to the story. And another survey, that was published yesterday by the U.S. Immigration Policy Center at the University of California, San Diego. It's a seventh edition of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrival surveys. A 2021 survey results show that gains made possible through the program are now vulnerable. DACA is a critical lifeline for hundreds of thousands of people. We know that. Over 800,000 young men and women, and now they're not necessarily so young anymore. All right, maybe they enjoyed the halftime show because they're from, from
that era.
They're from that era because DACA recipients had to be under 30 years old in 2012. So now some DACA recipients could be coming in close to 40.
Yeah.
They're not. It's not deferred action for childhood arrivals. It's deferred action for people who've been here a long freaking time.
Right.
Think about it. Right.
That's very true.
It's not children anymore.
Yeah.
They should change the name of the program to deferred action for people who've been here a long freaking time. DAPFWA. We should start calling it DAPFWA. Deferred action for people who've been here a long freaking time.
Yeah.
So, an overwhelming 91% of the DACA recipients. So people always say it's for young people. It's not anymore.
Right.
It's really for people who've been here a long time. And also, newly arrived young people don't get it. Don't get to be in DACA anymore because you had to have been physically here in 2007.
Right.
So DACA has been... They've argued out DACA for so long, it's no longer deferred action for childhood arrival. I mean, yes, you arrived as a child, but everyone's an adult.
Almost in their 40s.
Yeah. An overwhelming 91% of respondents, DACA recipients, reported concerns about either their own or their family's physical safety, ability to access health care, education, food security. Everyone on DACA, stress level is high for them. Anxiety is high for them. All right, anxiety is high for everybody who has an immigration problem. 40% of DACA recipients reported that at least once a day they think about being detained in an immigration detention facility. I wonder if we took a survey of people who are undocumented who've been here for the same amount of time, since 2007. You have to be here since 2007 for DACA. There's a lot of people who've been here since 2007 but didn't arrive as a child, arrived when they were 18, 19, 20 years old, 22 years old, 24 years old. They've been here the same amount of time. I wonder what their survey would look like. Do they wonder about getting removed and deported on a regular daily basis? Among those with children, DACA recipients who now have children, 68% reported that they think at least once a day about being separated from their children.
Oh, man.
68% report not being able to, also concerned about not seeing their children grow up. 8 out of 10 DACA recipients are currently employed. 12% have now obtained professional licenses, doctor, lawyer, dentist, other professional licenses that they would never have received had it not been for DACA. And respondents' average hourly wages since they have obtained DACA have increased from $10.94 an hour to $22.90 an hour. So people on DACA have doubled their wages. Among respondents currently in school, 52% reported that their increased earnings help pay for tuition. And among respondents with children, 37% reported that their increased earnings helped care for their children. So, I don't know what's going to happen with DACA. But with this mood of the country and with, the deadlock in Congress, I don't even know if they could, there's not too many people that you come across who say, you know what, you DACA people should go home.
Right.
Almost everybody you come across, even in Republicans, Democrats, everybody universally agrees DACA recipients should be able to live here for the rest of their lives.
I agree.
Can't seem to get it done. Can't seem to get it done. And according to the Department of Homeland Security, the last several hundred Afghan evacuees who have been living on domestic military bases are finally expected to depart. Installations over the weekend, marking an end to a months-long operation to resettle tens of thousands of Afghans. The Biden administration used 8 Defense Department installations to support the resettlement. There are still around 2,800 Afghans at so-called lily pad locations overseas that the U.S. used to process evacuees prior to their arrival to the United States and right around the time the U.S. evacuated Afghanistan. But at least we're glad to see that at least of the Afghans who were able to successfully leave and get evacuated, that they are now almost all resettled.
That's good.
And poor pumpkin. Do we do it? Should we even? Can you even put the word "poor pumpkin"?
No. I've never heard that.
Neither he is poor monetarily or poor in the sad sense.
Yeah.
But maybe he's in his king-size bed with Melania right now and his silk pajamas. Is that making you nauseous thinking about
absolutely.
it? His silk pajamas, the pumpkin.
I'm sure it makes Melania
he just got informed today that the Trump organization's accountant, Mazars, if I'm pronouncing it right, they said that their last 10 years of financial statements are no longer accurate.
Ooh.
And these are the financial statements that Trump used to get his loans, to assess his financial stability in all of his dealings with the banks. So why is poor pumpkin crying right now? And this is all because of the litigation. The district attorney in New York State is looking into whether Trump inflated his asset base to basically defraud banks into giving him better terms and loans, thinking that he had more money and more assets than he had, and then reducing the same exact assets for tax purposes to reduce his tax liability. So one set of books went to the IRS, and a different set of books went to the banks for him to reassess his loans and do banking and get loans and lines of credit and things of that nature, which he used all of this bank leverage to go buy more stuff.
Right.
And make himself richer. So apparently now, based on all of these investigations, his accounting firm said, oh, wait a second, none of these financial documents are right. So why? Because they're looking to, it's called save your own ass. Right? So they said, oh, we've looked at this all over again, and maybe we weren't accurate. So we just want to say everything that we've given Trump in the last 10 years, none of it's accurate. You can't use it for anything.
Wow.
So why does this affect Trump? I mean, the first thing you would think about would be, oh my gosh, they have him now on some criminal liability. I mean, the reality is maybe yes, maybe no, because you don't know how off these financial records were these financial records used to get a loan, how much did Trump know in terms of what went into these financial records, what he knew, what he didn't know, did he purposely do something, did he unintentionally? None of that we know. So we don't know if this will end up being criminal. But what we do know is this, why I say poor pumpkin.
Why?
He has no financial documents to deal with the banks anymore. What bank is going to lend him money, give him a line of credit, or do any business with him? he doesn't have an accurate set of financial records to go into a bank. You walk into a bank, Jonathan, and you say, you know what? I have my apartment, okay, up in Harlem, if you own it, and you say, you know what, I want to refinance here's my taxes, here's my financial documents, and here's a letter from my accountant saying everything I'm giving you is not accurate. It's absolutely not accurate. They're going to say, you and your documents, get the heck out of our bank. But that's what they're going to say with Trump now. He has no financial documents to go do anything. What bank could conceivably give him loans and lines of credit if he doesn't have an accurate set of books for the last 10 years?
I always feel like he's going to find a way, though.
I don't know what he's going to do. That's what I thought of.
Yeah.
Who's going to do business with him? And the family of Sandy Hook victims reached a 73, Sandy Hook, that's where the young man went on a rampage and killed all those 5 and 6 and 7-year-old kids back in Connecticut about
that was
2012 maybe. Yeah, they killed 20 kids, 6 staff members. A total of 26 people were killed in Newton, Connecticut. So the gun that was used was an AR-15. That's one of those. One of those crazy, what purpose does it serve?
Right.
And 26 people died. It was an AR-15 semi-automatic that was manufactured by a company called Remington Arms. Now, there was a lawsuit brought by the families of the victims, of all the parents of these children, plus, I guess, the families of the 6 teachers and school aides who also died. And this has been going through the courts for a decade. And the problem with the lawsuit is there's a federal law that was signed during George Bush's era in 2005 that prohibits you from filing a lawsuit against a gun manufacturer if a gun is used in a crime. So it basically shielded all gun manufacturers from any liability for having their gun, which is a dangerous weapon, used in a crime. Because the cigarette companies, if you go back to cigarettes, for example, they got litigated to, I use the word ironic, litigated to death because they killed a lot of people's cigarettes until eventually, they paid out their victims, hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. So George Bush and the Republicans in 2005 said, we don't want gun manufacturers we don't want litigants and lawyers to do to the gun manufacturers what litigants and lawyers did to the cigarette companies for producing a dangerous product. So they said, guns are no longer a dangerous product. You can't sue them because there's a law, guns are not a dangerous product. But there was a loophole in the law. And the loophole, because there were smart lawyers out there, the loophole was that, not that the Remington, I'm calling it Remington Steel, that was a private investigator from
Arms.
television. Remington Arms. Not that Remington Arms sold a dangerous product, but the loophole was you can sue a company in state court, not in federal court, if they marketed the gun, the unsafe product, to be used in an unsafe manner.
Or how'd they do that?
So Remington guns, they were putting their guns in ads in video games. They were, where people are rat-tat-tat-tang everybody. They had advertisements up that, if you own this gun, you can now be a man. And their marketing was so reckless, was so extraordinarily reckless, and meant to convince young men and people who are mentally ill that they can be, couch renegades. That was the actual term that was used by the judge, that these people are sitting on a couch and they want to be renegades now, and you're marketing them to say, yeah, you can go out there and kill everybody. That was basically what their advertising was. Look how quick these guns shoot off. And so eventually, after 10 years, 10 years in litigation, there was a $33 million settlement offered in July 2021, which was turned down. And eventually, now in 2012, right before the case was going to go to trial, they settled for 2022, excuse me, in February 2022, they're now settling for $73 million. So as part of it, it's not just money. It's not just money, by the way. As part of it, the settlement required the Remington Arms to provide all of their marketing material that they used as to show the world what they were doing. They were really trying to market this to people to say, look, you can go kill anybody you want with this thing. So in this particular case, Remington Arms gave out $73 million and they're now in bankruptcy.
Oh, they are?
Yeah,
good.
As a result of this. So there's laws now in California.
Wow.
There's laws pending in New York State that's going to allow litigants to sue gun manufacturers in those states too. So perhaps that in this particular instance, it's not going to be our elected officials who try to get guns under control, but it's going to be our lawyers and our personal injury attorneys who do it, because they're going eventually, these gun manufacturers are going to say, listen, if we don't market these guns in a proper and ethical way, we're going to be out of business, just like Remington Arms.
Right.
So people always say, in law, oh, you ambulance chasers, you lawyers are a bunch of ambulance chasers. We got to stop them, limit the amount of money, that litigants can make. But the reality is, tort law, which is negligence law, is there for a reason. And the reason that negligence law and tort law and things of this nature, where you get to sue gun manufacturers and take their money, is it's to force people to be reasonable in what they do. And it's to force people not to be negligent. It's to force people to act in a way that won't hurt other people. So when you have the threat of litigation and losing money, people will act differently.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Even in driving a car.
Yeah.
Right? So, or if you own a home, for example. Okay, just think about all the things that we do to make the world safer because we're scared we're going to get sued. That's the whole idea behind negligence law, is to force people to act safer. Let's go back to your apartment in Harlem. Okay, it snows. Somebody falls on your sidewalk. They're going to sue you.
They're going to sue you.
Guess
so
what? You're going to make sure it's salted and nobody's falling on it. Okay, so it's the same thing. And more litigation. Sarah Palin, she lost her lawsuit against the New York Times.
Oh.
Yeah. Poor her.
Right.
Poor Sarah Palin. Poor Sarah and poor Pumpkin, right?
Pumpkin.
They prevailed. Back several years ago, the backstory of all of this is several years ago, the New York Times editorial page published a editorial that accused, amongst other things, of Sarah Palin causing the shooting of Representative Gifford back in Arizona years ago. Congressman Gifford got shot in the head. And the New York Times said because Sarah Palin's promoting guns and gun violence and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And they said something that probably wasn't true, and then they changed it 6 hours later.
Right.
And under the laws in anywhere for libel, when you are a public figure, you have to show that it was done with malice, with intent. Malice is intent to hurt somebody. That you intentionally wanted to hurt this person. And why is that level so high against a public figure? If this was, they published it against Joe Schmo, for example, Joe Schmo could have won that case. But because Sarah Palin's a public figure, you have to prove with malice that you not only intentionally did it, but you intentionally did it to hurt the person. And why is it such a high level? such a high level because the law considers, well, if you're a public person, you can get on your own soapbox and counter it. You know, you have a loud megaphone yourself.
Yeah, you do, but then, you know, when the followers don't believe you because they're reading it off the papers.
But that's why that's public discourse. You know, it's for one group. You can go and make your arguments too. You stand on your soapbox and argue. Now, you may agree with Sarah Palin in this case.
I would.
All right, Sarah Palin says, I shouldn't have to go on my soapbox and argue that what they said was incorrect.
Yeah.
All right, they said something incorrect. They owe me money. Period. I shouldn't have to go stand and go on Fox News and CNN and plead my case and say why it's not.
I agree.
And she wants the law to change, so she actually brought this lawsuit because she intends to appeal it all the way up to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And my guess is this. Jonathan. See, I thought you were a liberal. All right, because this is a conservative position, very conservative position. My guess is that she's going to lose all the way up until the Supreme Court, and then the Supreme Court's going to overturn the law.
Oh, wow.
That's my guess. But that will be years and years and years down the line. And, of course, the United States has reported 77.9 million coronavirus cases, not including all the home tests.
Right.
Not including all the home tests. New York City, by the way, yesterday they fired more than 1,400 workers who failed to comply with its COVID-19 vaccine mandate. That represents less than 1% of the 370,000 person city workforce. Educators and first responders were not spared. The total includes 36 New York Police Department personnel, 25 Fire Department personnel, 914 education staffers. Mayor Eric Adams lauded city workers for their willingness to get vaccinated in large numbers, referring to the Get Stuff Done theme he has reportedly stressed since taking office. And speaking of people who are giving up their livelihood, Novak Djokovic. He was, remember the whole incident in Australia Open, and he wasn't allowed to enter into Australia, and he's the reigning champion of the Australian Open. He has, other than Serena Williams, has as many Grand Slams as anybody in the history of the world. He wouldn't get vaccinated. Well, now he needs to be vaccinated to go to the UK for the Wimbledon.
Is he going to do it?
And he needs to be vaccinated to come to the U.S. for the U.S. Open in August.
Is he going to do it?
And he says no, he's not.
Wow.
So he said he is going to give up Wimbledon and the U.S. Open for his principle of not getting vaccinated.
But does he understand that? I don't think that rule is ever going to, I don't think they're going to change that rule. I feel like they're going to always say you're going to have to be vaccinated in order to play in this. Yes,
and he's also, by the way, he's going to miss the French Open too. That's the French Open first, then Wimbledon, but he won't be allowed in the U.S. either. But I just find that absolutely ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Because he's giving up so much, not only just in terms of money, endorsements, his own celebrity, but so many people root for him, and
he doesn't care.
He doesn't care about any of that. And the fact is, Jonathan, statistically, you look around the world, I don't know how many people got vaccinated. Hundreds and hundreds of millions of people.
Right.
We're all here still.
Yeah.
We're all here, Novak.
He's gonna end up caving in.
In other words, we're all here. What are you seeing that everybody else is not seeing? We're all still here.
That's wild,
right?
That's wild.
We're all still here. Brooklyn Nets guard Kyrie Irving, he did the same thing. He gave up $381,000 per game not to get vaccinated.
That's wild.
Is that crazy? And by the way, Prince Charles tested positive for COVID. Right?
I don't really care about that.
BFD, big freaking deal.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't care about that.
And Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced a crackdown on truckers and other protesters who are still clogging the roadways. But we got to get to our tea. Do we have any tea? My throat hurts me.
Yes. I wonder what kind we have.
I don't know. We have music.
There we got music.
We have music.
Oh.
And we have... What do we have here today, sir?
You have J-Ron's here today. No, you have caramel, honey, and vanilla.
Whoa.
But this is a new one.
New one.
Is it mixed in together?
Handpicked it myself.
Really?
Really?
Where do you go for this tea? Do you have like a special tea store? You do.
A specialty or a specialty?
Either one. Specialty or specialty.
It's the tea of your imagination.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very
you.
much.
There you go.
All right.
so much.
Thank you. You did a wonderful job, Jeremy.
Oh, look.
Yes.
You do
And a
wonderful job every
spoon.
day, sir.
Thank you very much.
Even have
Your
a
compliments
spoon.
get you everywhere, Jeremy. He gave us a nice
Ooh,
spoon wrapped
I know.
up. Very hygienic.
Right. Thank
Right?
you.
Very high. What do we need the spoon for? There's nothing
don't
to
know.
there's nothing to mix.
Yeah. It's the look.
It's just a look. Cheers.
Cheers.
What do you think? You taste the vanilla, right?
Taste the vanilla and the honey.
I like it.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. Don't you love stopping the show completely?
This is great.
This is great. Cheers, everybody. All right, so let's see what's happening in our tea time.
All right.
22 Super Bowl halftime show, Jonathan.
LA represented.
Yes.
West Coast.
All right, 50 Cent. He hung upside down.
He did.
Just like he did in the video. Eminem took a knee. Mm-hmm. He claims... This is my thing with Eminem taking a knee.
What?
The NFL endorsed him to take a knee. You know, because he was trying to give homage
To Colin
to
Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick. Okay? And listen, I'm all in favor of all of that. Okay? But really, and I'm being honest with you, how is this a form of protest or resistance if you ask, quote unquote, the man, whoever the man is, at the NFL, permission to do it?
I don't think he did.
Yes, he did.
He
The
did?
NFL says they knew all about it. So to me,
They said they knew about it.
yeah, they knew about it. So the NFL said they didn't want it first, but then they agreed to do it. An NFL spokesman said the league did not try to stop Eminem from kneeling. We watched all the elements of the show during multiple rehearsals this week. We were very aware that Eminem was
Oh.
going to do this. So they had conversations about it. They went back and forth. What kind of protest is that?
What kind of protest? I mean, because it
I
still
don't-
means something.
I don't know. I think if you got to ask permission, you're not protesting anything.
I don't think he
I think
really
it's
asked
I think it's just a bunch of just for show.
For show, you think?
Yeah, that's my opinion. I mean, if you really feel strongly, you want to protest and you want to say, hey, I want to make a point here.
I see what you're saying.
All right, I want to
see-
make a point, and I shouldn't have to ask anybody to do anything. Okay,
Yeah.
and
I didn't know that he.
yeah, so to me, it's like they're making a big deal about this. I know, this is my opinion. They're like making a big deal about this, that he took a knee and he was, honoring Colin. You know what? What kind of big deal is this? You asked for permission to do it.
Yeah, I didn't know he asked for
Yeah.
permission.
So I mean, what kind of protest is that? That's no protest.
Yeah.
It's like baby protest.
I see it both
You know
sides.
what I'm saying?
So I see it both ways.
Right. And of course, what I said yesterday. All right, the performance thrilled millennials and Gen Xers. When they finally said, "Yeah, they're playing my music."
Right.
Wait a second. This is from 25 years
Yeah,
ago.
right.
That means I'm my old man now,
Yep,
right?
Yep. And that was me. That definitely was me.
Yeah, they're like, wait a second, I'm not young anymore. So, and then, this is, really, I don't know if it's interesting or trifling or it's a combination of everything. What's going on in the Olympics,
Oh yeah.
with the handling of Kamila Valieva's case.
Yeah.
She's the Russian figure skater. And she was supposed
like
to.
15 or
She's
something?
15 years old. She's no question she's going to win the gold medal. She's the best of everybody, and she's was found in December, tested positive for tramdezidine.
Promethazine.
Okay, it's a drug used to treat heart flow. Now she's 15 years old.
Yeah, that's weird. Like,
She doesn't have any heart condition as a
Right.
15-year-old. But what it also does is allows oxygen to go through your system, so it allows you to perform at higher peaks for higher periods of time without getting as tired and exhausted.
that sounds
So
like
it's
an enhancement to
yeah,
me.
so it's like, you're working out at the gym, you're going,
Yeah.
you're on the treadmill, you're figure skating, you're out of breath.
Yeah.
So this thing makes you less out of breath. this drug. So it was discovered in December when she tested positive for it, but it was only 2 days before she was about to go on to the ice that it came out into the public.
Okay.
And they said, wait a second, maybe you shouldn't be doing this. You're doping.
Yeah.
This is doping. And the argument was that she's 15 years old and she's a child and she doesn't know what's going on in her body. She doesn't know what's being put in her body. She doesn't have, she's not an adult yet to make decisions on what they're doing. That's what they're saying. They're saying because it's an exceptional circumstance because she's 15 years old, she's a protected person.
It could be a 9-year-old. If a
she was
9-year-old knew that they were going to do better and
she was
win.
And she was not tested positive for any drugs during the Olympics. So what the Olympics have decided to do, because she didn't test positive during the Olympics, so she's not doped during the Olympics. She was doping months before. So what the Olympics has decided to do is, while they investigate all of this,
they're going to let her compete.
Skate. Now, but what they said is if she wins a medal, which she's obviously going to do because she's going to win the gold, they're not going to have a ceremony because they can't give her gold medal while they're investigating this.
Wow.
So I feel very badly for all of the other figure skaters. One, those who are playing by the rules. Okay, and then what after you give up your whole life? Okay, you know what? This woman, this 15-year-old from Russia is going to win the gold. But you still give up your whole life and train for this one moment.
Right.
Maybe I'll win a silver. Maybe I'll surprise everybody and win the gold. Maybe I'll win a bronze. But I gave up my entire life and think about what you give up for this one moment in time. Like that song, This One Moment. It's like this one moment in time when the world is watching that you have trained for your entire life for this one moment in time. You win a silver, you win a bronze, you get the right to stand up at that ceremony and get that medal.
That's the most important part.
And now there is none. So you, as a silver medalist or even as a bronze medalist, you get that taken away from you.
So she also argued that her positive test was due to contamination with her grandfather's heart.
BS.
See what I'm saying?
That's
when
BS.
you're throwing out BS like that,
right?
It's because you knew what you was doing, baby girl.
That's
contamination with your grandfather's heart.
She's not saying that. That's her handlers are saying that.
That's what I'm saying. But still, they knew exactly what they were doing. I don't think it's fair.
Now, former Olympic champions Johnny Weir and Tara Lipinski, they're the announcers on NBC.
It was quiet.
They didn't say a word.
Yeah.
When she did the whole program, they just sat silently and didn't say anything.
Shady.
Yes. And then Johnny Weir said at the end of her skating routine, he says, all I feel like I can say is that was a short program of Camila Valieva at the Olympics.
Damn.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, that's a damn.
Yeah. Now, Tara Lipinski said, this makes me angry and disoriented by everything that I thought I knew. It makes you question everything. Like, these skaters give up their lives for this moment. Why go to this place? Why? Which is what I just said, right? And we said before Valieva's performance, if you can't play fair, then you can't play. It's my opinion on this. It's heartbreaking for many in the skating world because she's a tremendous talent. But if you don't play by the rules, then you should not be in this competition.
I agree.
But she's 15 years old.
I don't care. What is that? What is the age got to do with it?
Because this 15-year-old.
But it's enhancing her body, regardless.
I understand that, but if you're 15 years old, and you have all your trainers and everything, and they say go take this. But she's supposed to say no. I'm not supposed to.
Absolutely. When a coach cheats, like at my high school, when the coach, we found out that he was bringing students, not even students, grown men, to pretend they were students. He was bringing them from over in Dominican Republic, and one was from Sweden. When they won the championship, years later when they found out, they took away all of their championships. Do you think they said, oh, you guys can keep your championship, but we're just going to fire the coach? No, everybody knew about it. She's going to have to suffer the consequences. Now, I don't think that she should be in this Olympics.
Now, to add to all of this controversy, you may remember Sha'Carri Richardson.
Yeah, and I don't even like her.
She was the Olympic sprinter right? She does the 100 meters,
Yeah.
right? U.S. women's Olympic sprinter, and she was right up there to win the gold medal,
Yeah.
like anybody else. She was actually favored to win the gold
She
medal,
was.
and in December, the same time that this Russian skater tested positive for doping, she tested positive for marijuana.
Yep.
She says, yes, I did it. I smoked weed. It's because my mother passed away a little earlier, I guess that month or a month ago or 2 months ago, and she was still grieving and needed it to calm down. And she was barred from participating
Yeah.
in the Olympics.
Yeah.
She trained for 4 years too, whether you like her or not.
Right.
Yo-Yo
Which-
says you don't like her.
No.
That's fine.
But I still am on her side with
but,
this.
But
It's not fair.
but maybe she's right.
She is.
Right? But why is she not there and this Russian skater got to go?
You already know what I think.
You think
definitely race-related.
it's race related.
I
I think
feel
it's
like
a
it's-
combination of. We were talking about this off the
We
air.
were?
Yeah, Yo-Yo said it's absolutely race. I said race plays a part, absolutely. It's also 15-year-old, adult.
That 15-year-old thing, like, I
get-
really don't care about the age. Like, if a 15-year-old goes and commits a crime and it's a bad crime, they will charge them as an adult.
Nah.
She is an adult when it comes to cheating. If you're cheating, that's a disqualification.
Now, I will, let me say what Sha'Carri wrote on Twitter. Sha'Carri wrote, can we get a solid answer on the difference of Valiva's situation and mine? My mother died and I can't run and was also favored to place top 3. The only difference is that I see I'm a black young lady. She tweeted, I failed in December and the world just knew about it immediately. However, my result was posted within a week and my name and talent was slaughtered to the people.
Absolutely was.
Why did this young Russian girl, why did they wait months before they came out with it?
Y'all don't want to hear me, though.
No, they want to hear you.
No,
They probably agree
and
with
then
you.
they like, and the way that they have been telling the story with Camilla, it's almost
Everybody,
like, you
by,
know,
by
they
the way,
want you
by the
to
way,
feel
by
sorry
the way,
for her.
by the
and all
way,
that.
squad's agreeing with you. Age
Yeah.
has nothing to do with it.
It's got nothing to do
Right,
with it.
yeah.
And even if she did not know, let's just say she didn't know. Although I know she knew. I personally think that she did. Okay, I'll say that. That's my opinion. But even if she did not know, she still has to be disqualified. And she could get mad at her coaches and all them that put that in her system. And that's illegal right there because you're drugging a minor. Okay, so if you want to go there, go there. But she should be disqualified. And Sha'Carri was smoking weed, and that is legal. Weed is legal. Although if they say in the rules that you cannot have that in your system, then that's the rules. And she should have known better. But this girl right here, this is an enhancement. It makes you perform better. Weed does not make you run faster.
Not that I'm aware of. Just makes you calm.
Yeah.
And finally, Yo-Yo and our tea.
All right.
'Cause I have a little tea left here.
Yes, I do too. It's almost done.
Prince Andrew, our pedophile,
gosh. Ugh.
our pedophile prince, the pedophile prince of the UK.
Oh.
He settled his lawsuit for an undisclosed amount of money against his lawsuit that was filed against him by Virginia Guffrey. Now, if you remember,
He needs to be in
Virginia
jail.
Guffrey was used by Jeffrey Epstein as a 17-year-old to basically have sex with many of Jeffrey Epstein and many of his friends. And Prince Andrew was one of Jeffrey Epstein's friends. The allegation is that he had sex with her when she was 17 years old, whether he knew she was 17 or not. And the allegation is he knew. Doesn't really matter. And she was suing him. And right before he was set to be deposed in this trial, all of a sudden he decides
To settle.
to settle the case. Now he says he's not admitting that he did anything wrong, but I will tell you, you're not settling this case if you didn't do something wrong.
Of course.
Right?
Right.
I mean, do you need me to tell you that?
No,
Yo-Yo?
no.
Did you know that, right? I mean, you're not settling this case if you really... Prince Andrew
Come
said,
on.
I never touched this girl. I don't know what she's talking about. I'm
But
not going to
she's
have.
settling.
I'm not
Oh,
going
you
to.
got a picture there. What
Right,
the?
all right. If he said, "Listen, I never touched this girl. I never had a sexual relationship with this girl," I would go to my grave
Look
saying
at his
it-
hand
if it-
around
if it
her
was-
waist,
if it-
y'all.
If he truly believed that, he was not settling. Of course he. you know,
Right.
come on. And
So,
he's going to get to retain his Duke of York.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and keep his place in the line of succession to the throne, which is now 9th.
See what I'm saying? Like this is the thing that pees me off. It's literally just because of status and his access to funds. Because if it was somebody else who did not have that, they would have been rotting in jail, which is what he should be doing. Disgusting. Nasty.
That's our tea, Yo-Yo.
That's our tea.
All right.
Y'all got me heated.
In this edition of TikTok Time, I answer questions about whether a golden visa exists, deportation, work permits, and more. Let's watch. There is no golden visa program in the United States. The closest thing is a investor visa where you invest $1 million in a business and employ 10 U.S. workers, if that's what you think is a golden visa. Well, they can't throw somebody out of a plane over the ocean, and they have to have a country accept that person. So if there's no evidence of where that person came from, and there's no evidence of that person's citizenship, that person doesn't get deported. What you can do is you can file for an extension of your work permit, and the extension notice of your work permit allows you to legally work for an additional 180 days. Hopefully over that time, they will issue you a new work permit. Good luck. The I-751 to remove the conditions of your permanent residence is taking close to 2 years, sometimes even longer. If you've had your conditional green card for 3 years, you're in a bona fide marriage, file your N-400, your naturalization. That could speed things up. Good luck. All right. It's meat and potatoes time, Jonathan. We had tea, and now we're ready for the main course. Let's do it. All right, Ali in San Francisco, waiting over an hour. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
Good, good. What's going
Thank
on?
you so much.
My pleasure.
I have a quick question. I won't take your lot of time. I'm gay, and I'm a former asylee. Now I'm a U.S. citizen.
Great.
Since 2007, I'm a U.S. citizen, and I have visited my family back and forth. Is it a problem if I see my sister and my family and come back? I've been doing this like for quite a while, but I was just worried because somebody said that there is a denaturalization squad at the airport. Never had any issue at
There's
the
no
airport.
denaturalization squad at the airport.
Curious about it.
There is no
because somebody told me, that once I'm a U.S. citizen, I can visit them. I cannot live them because I'm from Middle East.
It would be shocking beyond belief. You would be the first person I ever heard in the history of the United States that got denaturalized for basically claiming asylum because you're a homosexual, you're gay, becoming a citizen, and then going back to your home country to visit. So don't worry about it. You're a citizen now.
Can I just visit or no?
The answer is yes. You can visit as much as you want.
As long as I'm a U.S. citizen.
You're a U.S. citizen. They're not taking it away.
I just go there because of my, family, and then come back. Just,
That's fine.
One more question.
Yes.
Can I apply for a global entry? Can I do that?
Yes.
Just to save time?
Yes.
Okay. It's not going to jeopardize my citizenship, sir?
Nope. Once you're a citizen, they have to go through a denaturalization process for fraud. And it's a very difficult process to go through. And, you could have been granted asylum for past persecution, present persecution, perhaps country conditions have changed. It would be almost impossible for them to prove the case.
Okay.
Right?
That was my only question.
All right.
I really appreciate that.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you very
Enjoy
much,
your trips.
sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Let's go to Anthony in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yes, sir, bro. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. All right, I'm calling today because I from originally West Africa, Liberia, I came here on K1 visa. I got married to an American citizen. Got my 2 years green card.
Great.
And we're still together. And green card about to be expired. We had to file the I-751 remover of a condition from the green card, and it was pending. Why they gave me extension because the green card got expired, and then why the 751 was pending. We got a divorce. So I had to go back and do a waiver.
Right.
And I did that. And then while the waiver is pending, the extension they give me for it had gotten expired. And then they had to give me a stamp in my passport.
What is your question, Anthony?
So my question now is, I have a fiance in the United Kingdom. I was asking if it is possible that I can file for her based on my status, or if not, what are other ways that I can get her over here, or what are other ways that she can come over.
All right, well, a couple things. Number one, if you got your green card through marriage to a U.S. citizen and you get divorced, you can file for spouse number two, who would be your fiance in England, for 5 years from the time you got your conditional green card. So I don't think we're at 5 years yet, but maybe we are. That's number one. Number two, you cannot file, even if you were at 5 years, you can't file for a fiance visa for her as a green card holder. You can only file a fiance as a U.S. citizen. So at this point, the only thing, how long has your case been pending?
The case is, we filed the case in that was December 2018 when we were still married.
Okay. When did you get your conditional green card?
I got my conditional green card in February. That was 2017.
All right. So then you filed to remove the conditions in 2019.
The end of 2018, because they said 3 months before it expired.
Okay.
So it was the end of 2018.
So until you remove the conditions of your permanent residence, you can't be filing for another spouse. You got to finish that first. At that point, you'll be 5 years from the time you got your conditional green card. You can get married to her and file for her. You can file for your citizenship. If you got your green card in 2017 in February, you said?
Yes.
Okay, I would file my citizenship now because you're at 5 years. So the best thing you can do to help yourself and her is become a citizen. So even though you haven't removed the conditions of your permanent residence, you've been a conditional resident for 5 years now. File your naturalization. You'll get an interview in about 6-7 months, and you'll complete the whole thing, both to remove the conditions and citizenship, all in one big interview.
But they haven't approved my 10 years green card yet.
I understand, but you've been a resident for 5 years, so you can file your citizenship now. And your citizenship interview, they'll interview you to remove the conditions and your citizenship simultaneously. That would be the fastest way you can solve your problem and get your new fiance here, because at that point you'll be a citizen.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Let's go to Ikram in Chicago. Ikram.
Hi,
Hi,
Brad. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, Brad. You know, I'm very excited today because every single day I'm listening you, and today I'm talking to you. I'm listening every day.
Great.
You're very experienced.
Thank you.
I have a couple of parts of my question, and before I start, you know what? I'm an Asian Indian subcontinent. My English is not in your level. I have a broken English. I hope you have the patience and you will understand my question.
I understand you. Continue.
Thank you so very much. Okay, Brad, I entered in United States in 2015. My sister, niece, nephews, uncle, auntie, everybody, they are citizen, and my parents, they are green card holder. But while living in Dubai, you know, I visit to my sister one time. Then I lived like a couple of months. I left, and after a couple of years, I visit again. Then my sister, she have the subway. I when on a visit, you know, I used to go on her subway and sit there. Then I fall in love with one of the girl, and while leaving on my second visit, completing like a 3-4 months, and she told me that, you know, I like you and all that. And
what's your question, Ikram? But first of all, do you have a green card now?
No. I'm just going towards my, the question, and you
Okay.
will understand actually. So what happened? I got married. We had married like more than a 3 year. She filed first time for me, and then you know what happened. And
What?
the first interview, they said no, it's not the enough. The evidence. And the second interview, they took us a separate because she
They
was.
didn't believe it was a real marriage. What's the question?
Yeah,
Tell me what the question is.
And then you know what they said. We deny your case because it's not enough evidence.
tell me your
So
question.
after 1 year, we
What
filed
is your
again.
question? Please just tell me your question, and then I'll tell you if I need to know anything else.
Okay, the second time, the officer, he came in our house, and I was on work, and I don't know what she told. The second interview went very good, and officer, she said, I'm okay. You guys will get the green card, but I'm sending this case to my supervisor.
Tell me your question.
After that, I didn't get the green
Please,
card. When I
I'm
called,
begging
and they said your wife,
Ask
she
me the
withdraw
question.
the case, and she told that
Ask
it
the
was a
question.
paid marriage, but it was not. So I just want to know that now I filed I-130 behalf of my parents.
Are you a citizen now?
No, I don't have even a green card because behind the door she withdraw the case.
And she
after
told
2 years.
the government that it's a fake marriage.
And that what she said, but she don't have any evidence.
But
And
she
it
said
was,
it. But she said it. Do you have
don't know
evidence? Do you have evidence that it was a real marriage?
Right.
Do you have evidence that it's a real marriage?
Right, I do because we have the bills, we have.
So why do you think she said this?
Okay, here is the thing because whenever I had to file the case, I asked her the paperwork, and she didn't pay it in a previous, the tax and all that.
Why did she get so angry with you that she wants to hurt you so much that she goes to immigration and says something that is not true and says this is a fake marriage when she knows it was a real marriage? And when she says it's a fake marriage, that's saying, I want to hurt you. What happened that she wants to hurt you so much?
Okay. I always request her to give me her information to file, and she was worried about the information which I'm giving. It might be misused. Second, she thought that after second interview, it was good, and the officer, she said, you will get the green card. But she was worried that maybe after getting a green card, I will leave her. I will move in maybe.
But that was
I'll go back in my
self-defeating.
country.
If she thought that by doing what she did, of course you guys are gonna be separated. In other words, she did it. I'm taking what you're saying as truthful. It's a real marriage. She did this because she's an angry woman. She's angry at you for a reason. We don't know why.
Right.
Okay, but she's very angry at you because somebody who's not angry wouldn't do this. Now, either that or she's extraordinarily manipulative person, okay, and is trying to manipulate you, use power over you, and that's one way of trying to do it. That could be another reason why she's doing what she's doing. If she's angry with you, we got to get to the root of it. If she's a manipulative person and wants to have power over you, well, then you're talking about perhaps that is part of a greater evidence of extreme emotional abuse. To go and claim that a real marriage is fake to try to hurt you, obviously would have to be a lot more emotional abuse than that one incident, but maybe that is part of a larger pattern. So what I would suggest you do is think about all of that and then speak to me off the air privately. Okay?
But it's over 2 years, even though you can work on my case.
Not if it's more than 2 years from a divorce now.
No, it's more than 2 years,
Okay.
actually.
So now you have one other issue then. And your other issue is this. If your wife claimed it was a fraudulent marriage, that bars you under INA Section 204C from ever getting a green card ever for the rest of your life, because now immigration says you participated in a fraudulent marriage. So whatever you do in the future for immigration, you have to be prepared to overcome that hurdle. Because immigration is going to say denied, denied, denied fraudulent marriage, and you're going to have to bring evidence to say, look at all this evidence. It was a real marriage. She's a liar.
Okay, if you give me the letter now, she's calling me. She wants to live with me again, and she said
you need to have a consultation then. Hold on 1 second. It's going on way too long. Yes. I can't solve this problem in 7 minutes or less. Margaret in Brooklyn.
Hi, Brad.
How are you?
I'm good. I just have a little question here for you. If like an asylum seeker, they was approved, and but they haven't got their green card as yet. They're about to looking about it, but is it that person will be able to do like a filing for their parents before they become?
No, you can't file for your parents until you become a citizen.
Oh.
They don't even have the green card yet.
Nothing from the green card.
If their case has been pending for years and years, they may want to file a mandamus or a threat of a mandamus to force the green card. But that's a different story.
Repeat that for me, Grant.
If their case has been pending for years, you may want to file a mandamus or a threat of a mandamus. It's a federal litigation to force the government to do their job.
Okay. I see. But not until they become a citizen.
Not until they become a citizen could they file for the parents.
Right.
I was talking about something else. I was talking about speeding up their adjustment if their case has been pending a while.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Brad.
Kwaku in Cincinnati.
Hi, Brad. How you doing?
Good.
I'm good. Hey, Brad, I have a question for a friend. 2 questions, please. Okay, my friend of mine, he's arriving alien, married to a U.S. citizen with a kid, and then he filed for his I-130, I-485, and it's still pending. But he has misrepresentation, which he's trying to file for 601A waiver.
601 waiver. 601 waiver.
Yeah. So if he filed for the 601 waiver, is it necessary for him to go back to his country?
No.
To do the
no. If he's an arriving alien, he's married to a U.S. citizen, he adjusts his status in the U.S. with a waiver. He gets it all here.
Okay. And the second one is he has an upcoming immigration individual hearing for his asylum. So can he apply for administrative close or termination from the judge?
He just has to go to the judge and show that he filed an adjustment of status.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now close it.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. So, Brad, last one, if they close the case or if they put it in termination, does it still have to go to his country or he has to stay here for the waiver if the waiver
Everything
gets
is done here in the United States.
All right. Thank you very much, Brad. And then, Brad, one question also. Most of my friends, they want to, I know you're not asking this, but most of my friends are asking me how they can support this program because they watch it and then they like it.
Thank you.
So, I'm just suggesting that maybe we can find like a GoFundMe and then we can do some contribution in that to support the program, not you asking, but it's for me, like people want to do it.
No, I don't need we don't need a GoFundMe because the program doesn't need money. What we need is word of mouth. So the best thing that you can do is just tell everybody. Spread the word.
Yep, that's what, I do tell everybody about it.
Thank you.
So they brought their suggestion to me. And
thank you. Okay, no, we don't need to go. I don't want anybody's money. There's no reason. Wait, Yo-Yo's saying go fund Yo-Yo. No, there's no go fund Yo-Yo either. Sorry. Yo-Yo's like, wait a second, let's go fund Yo-Yo. Don't go fund Yo-Yo either. All right, but thank you for really wanting to support us. I appreciate that. But just spread the word. Just spread the word.
I will, and then you are the best lawyer in the United States. No, in the whole world, because everybody comes to you and then find out whatever. Even they have lawyers, but they come to you and then find out from you before they go and process their case. Thank you very much for doing this for us.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. I was about to say Quack was asking too many questions. Now then he comes back with that. He's our best friend now. I was about to say Quacko, it's enough already. And then he comes with that. And then I'm like, all right.
We like Quacko.
We like Quacko now, yeah. And Yo-Yo's like, go fund Yo-Yo. Go fund Yo-Yo. Ooh, that's a good idea. All of a sudden, Yo-Yo is like, when we get to the end, you'll be like, oh yeah, Yo-Yo, what do you got? Well, you can follow me on Instagram at yadadanelias.tv. You can also donate to GoFund Yo-Yo.
They're already saying it.
GoFund Yo-Yo. All right.
That's hilarious.
Horace in Brooklyn.
Hi, Brad.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. If I can't get an answer from you tonight, I think I'm going to need to represent me.
Okay.
I filed for my wife from 2018. Right. I get a reply from them, confirmation that 2019, everything approved. Okay, so the last confirmation I got was last year to send in everything has gone in.
This is to remove the conditions of your permanent residence?
No, I'm still a permanent resident.
So what are you filing for now?
My wife and my son. They're in Jamaica now.
I see. I misunderstood. Okay. And where is the case now? At the National Visa Center?
Yes.
Okay. And what's the problem now?
Everyone keeps saying that it should have been gone through already, but I need to for you to help me out with an answer towards it.
This is the answer. As a permanent resident, you are not the priority. Spouses of U.S. citizens are the priority, number one. Number two, because Jamaica closed down several times already, the embassy had to close down as well under different quarantines in Jamaica. Number three, the embassy, just like every business, including here at Spar and Bernstein, has suffered through the Great Resignation. I don't know if you heard of the Great Resignation. It's just everybody quits and moves and is doing their own thing now. And more people have quit their jobs than at any time in the history of the world, including quitting working for the United States government, including quitting processing applications, including quitting working at the U.S. Embassy in Jamaica and U.S. embassies all over the world. So they keep having people quit because of the Great Resignation, COVID, people want to come back to the U.S. with COVID, don't want to be in Jamaica with COVID, all sorts of reasons. They want different jobs, but everyone's quitting. Every time somebody quits, they got to train a new person. And they don't have people to train anymore because everybody's quit. And then the people who didn't quit, they're under quarantine in Jamaica and everything else. So everything has gotten backed up as a result of COVID. So they're just the gums are all worked up or whatever. The worked up. What's the saying? Your gums are worked up. Everything's kind of came to it's all gummed up. All gummed up.
Well,
so everything's all gummed up. That's the word I was looking for.
I got an email from them the 24th of August last year. They asked me for one of my W-2 for 2021.
Right.
I send that in. Everything, as I said, everything is updated, money paid and all of that.
I understand. I'm telling you what the problem is.
Okay.
And maybe the person who asked you for the tax return isn't even there anymore. Who knows? Okay. So that's the problem. The only solution to the problem is to request an expedite based on some economic, medical, or humanitarian reason.
Yeah, because I need our help, because I'm having a chest problem and I need our help.
You have a what problem?
A chest problem. I'm not breathing properly.
Okay, well then we can use your medical issue as a reason to come to you need your wife's help here. Okay, so there has to be some reason to expedite this, other than it's just all gummed up and you got to wait it out. All right, but some people are able to expedite their cases and put it to the top of the line. Others can't. So hold on, okay? Let's go to Lilu in Dallas.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
Good, and you?
Good.
Brad, I called you last month because I had an issue. I didn't have a working permit, and I already filed for VAWA, and you advised to file for adjustment of status. I did it. I already submitted all the documents last week. And on top of that, I have a job offer from my previous employer because I work for the oil company, oil field. And I have a job offer from my previous employee, and I submitted it. So I would like to know, based on that, do you know how long it can take for me to have a working permit?
When did you file for the work permit?
I filed for adjustment of status last week. I submitted
Oh, just
the
last
document
week.
last week.
Okay, you're not going to
Yes.
hear for at least 6 months.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. And my very last question is about the master in coming in May. And do I need a lawyer for that?
Yes.
I need a lawyer for that?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't have to hire me, but the answer is you need a lawyer. If you're in deportation, you need a lawyer. Because if you don't have a lawyer, you're relying on the government to do the right thing. The government doesn't always do the right thing, especially in Texas.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, I can have any lawyer, no. But I had a lawyer when I filed for my VAWA. But I don't understand why he didn't apply for the adjustment of status for me to get a working permit, you know?
I don't know either.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So,
my advice to everybody out there, okay, especially now with Biden in office, if you're filing a VAWA case, you should, it should automatically, you file a VAWA, file an adjustment with it. Because that's the only way you'll get a work permit. Other than that, you're going to wait years for it. And you have nothing to lose by filing the adjustment with the VAWA. You get denied, they're not doing anything to you anyway.
Yeah, I already lost a lot because I was working
some
and everything.
lawyers get concerned. I don't want to file the adjustment. If it gets denied, what if the VAWA gets denied? Then the person gets put in removal. Well, you're in removal anyway, so what's the difference? But number two, under Biden, no one's getting put in removal unless you have a criminal record. So everyone should be filing the adjustment.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's too late for you. I'm just telling for everybody else. And the answer for you is you need a lawyer. Never represent yourself in a deportation case.
Okay.
All right?
All right. So thank you, bye.
You're welcome. And don't hire this lawyer for the deportation
No,
case. Find
never.
somebody else.
Ever.
All right.
Ever.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's go to Bob in Trenton.
Hi. Hi, Uncle Brad.
How are you?
I'm fine. Good evening, and thanks for the good work you're doing for us. I might say you are a walking immigration encyclopedia.
I am. Thank you very much.
Yes. So, quick question, Uncle Brad. I'm asking this for a friend of mine.
Yes.
So he's having a conditional green card, and he wants to file for his kids without the support from his U.S. spouse. So he wants me to ask whether it's possible he can do that.
He has a green card now?
Yeah, he has a conditional green card.
Yes, he can file for his children. He would file the I-130. As a conditional green card holder, you can file for your children.
Okay, without the support of his
You don't
US
need her support. He just files the I-130. When it comes to affidavit of support, he'll give it. If he needs a second one, he doesn't want to ask the wife, he'll get it from a friend.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Uncle Black. God
My
bless
pleasure.
you.
Thank you. All right, let's go to Joseph in Durham, North Carolina. Joseph. Joseph.
Yes, sir.
How are
yes,
you?
Sir. Hello.
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. All right. So 10 years green card.
Excuse me.
Expiring this month. Had a DWI, North Carolina, with speeding mitigating factor. But the case is about 4 years old now. So to fight for citizenship, definitely 5 years good moral character. So the case is this month, the 22nd. So I'm thinking, I don't know what my lawyers are doing. I have two lawyers. So I'm thinking to just go ahead, plead, because if I would have pleaded, I would have like 4 years now of good moral character.
So your case is still criminal case is pending for 4 years?
Yeah, they just kept postponing it. That's what I'm saying.
So what are you going to plead guilty to? It depends what you're going to plead guilty to.
It's just speeding, blowing 10 with a DWI. Speeding was the factor. 55 speed limit, driving 70, no accident.
All right.
First time.
So, all right, couple things. What year did you get your green card?
Green card is 090512. 2012.
Okay. Did you adjust your status here? You got the immigrant visa in another country and came here?
No, I just stayed here.
Okay. When did you first come to the United States?
4 years ago. It took me a while to finally adjust, but I adjusted through marriage.
What year did you come to the United States?
It was before
9/11?
April 2001.
Okay. So, and you came on a visa?
No, I came actually without a visa. I came through Canada. So I got married and I was able to adjust because of, what Clinton did for that April 31st.
All right, so you filed you filed your adjustment in 2000, before 2001.
Yeah, and it just other factors kind of delayed
it. You
it.
got the green card in 2005.
2012.
2012.
Yeah. So what happened is this. And that was kind of a long story. What happened was
Let me ask you one other question. Did you ever travel on advance parole while that case was pending?
No.
No. All right. So I would not plead guilty to a DWI. You have your arrest happened for the DWI more than 5 years after you got your green card, and the conviction's more than 5 years after you got your green card. So it's a DWI is a crime of moral turpitude, but it's not one crime of moral turpitude more than 5 years after you got your green card. It's not deportable. So they can't do anything to you by pleading guilty to the DWI, although you do have a crime of moral turpitude. When you plead guilty, you're still married to a U.S. citizen?
No.
Okay. When you plead guilty, they're going to give you some sort of penalty, probation, whatever it is. Your 5 years good moral character for citizenship is going to be after your probation is over, and then add 5 years. And during this time, I wouldn't travel, because if you travel, you could be found inadmissible. You're never going to be deportable. So your citizenship is going to be pushed off 5, 6, 7 years from now.
I got you. So the only thing my lawyer is telling me he can do for me, he says since I've been driving for 4 years, he's going to make an arrangement on the 22nd of this month to see if the judge can just beat it down to 1 month probation so that I can be quick to go file.
Well, it's the DWI. Right. If you can change the DWI to a driving under the influence, then that's a different situation. Driving while intoxicated is a crime of moral turpitude.
Say that again one more time. That's big.
Driving while intoxicated is a crime of moral turpitude. Driving under the influence generally is a vehicle infraction.
Driving under.
All right, you need to have a consultation because we got to see exactly what you think you're pleading guilty to. Hold on 1 second, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's go to Elijah in Miami.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Brad. How are you doing?
Good, Elijah. How are you?
Good, thank you. And thanks for all your content. Great work. I love getting great immigration advice. So I'm a conditional resident. I'm from Ukraine. My wife's from Ukraine. I'm 21. She's 18. And I filed I-130 for her. And situation is heated around Ukraine right now with Russia and everything going on. And we were trying to expedite her the application, but we got denied by UCS. We also filed with Senator in Florida, but we didn't hear from them from his office.
Senator's not going to be able to do much for you. When did you file the I-130?
We filed January 7, 2022.
All right. File a K-3 petition for her. That generally speeds up the I-130. That's a visa to allow her to come to the U.S. to wait for her green card here. The U.S. Embassy, as of 2 days ago in Ukraine, was empty. There's nobody there right now in Kiev because of what's going on. Now, Russia's pulling back, at least in the news reports as of today. If it continues and tensions, simmer down, I'm sure that people in the U.S. Embassy will return and start processing cases, but they're very backlogged there as well. So, yeah, file the K-3. Let's get the I-130 approved first. We'll worry about Kiev 6-9 months from now.
Is there any legal ways she could maybe parole? She could come to the United States to be just with me because she's not safe and I'm worried about her a lot.
I understand you're worried about her, but right now there's nobody there. There is no war at the moment.
Yes,
and apparently Russia's pulling back. So you and millions of other people waiting on their wives. That's basically what USCIS is going to say. File right now for the K-3. That speeds up the I-130 generally.
What's the speed up going to be? Is there any?
I can't tell you if it's going to speed it up. 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, but it should make it go faster.
Thank you so much, Brad. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Flip in Riverside, California. Philip.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm sorry, Philip. I read it as flip backwards.
No, you're good.
Okay.
How you guys doing? Good?
What's going on?
So I got a question. I'm a conditional resident right now, and I'll be filing for my genuine green card in August this year.
Great.
And we just filed taxes last week with my wife, and we just owe a little money to the IRS, but we already setting up the payment plan and everything.
That's fine.
Is that going to affect anything in my citizenship or anything?
No. Owing money to the IRS is not a problem for removing the conditions, simply because the application is just based on, is this a real marriage or not? It's not based on any financial circumstances.
Okay, and the citizenship in the future, nothing to if I pay for it.
As long as you have a payment plan with the IRS, it will not affect your citizenship.
Okay, and the last question is, after I file for the condition to be removed, and so when I can start filing for citizenship, is it the day that I get the approval notice?
You can file 90 days before the 3-year anniversary of you having your conditional green card. So when you file to remove the conditions, they're going to extend your green card for 18 months. So on the 3-year, go back 90 days from the 3-year anniversary of you getting your initial conditional green card. You and your wife are still together in a bona fide marriage. You file your citizenship then.
Okay, sounds good. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Let's go to Suleiman in Alexandria, Virginia.
Hello, sir.
Hi, how are you?
How are you doing?
Good.
I'm good, thank you. Sir, I'm an international student from Afghanistan. I came 5 months back before the Taliban overtaking in our government. So now I don't have anything to pay for my school. And my question is that is there any way?
How long have you been a student?
5 months. I came in August 2021.
And you're from Afghanistan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And there's nothing on the student visa, because if you are saying, circumstances changed, you have to be on a student visa for 1 full year. Perhaps you want to file for asylum being from Afghanistan.
Okay. And one more question.
Yeah.
My girlfriend is also here in the United States, and she is on approved asylum. And her case was dependent on her mom.
Right.
She is approved asylum, but she is waiting for her green card. She already applied, but she is waiting. Can I get married with her and change my status through her?
After she gets her green card, assuming you maintain your student visa status, yes. But if you're no longer paying for school and being in school on a full-time basis, then no.
Okay, so what if I'm in asylum and she gets her green card? Can we do that on that time?
Yes.
Okay, and so I
But I think I would assume, without not knowing anything about you, other than the fact that you're from Afghanistan, I'd assume you'd have a pretty good case, unless you're pro-Taliban, which I doubt.
Yeah, because I was working with the government and we had it, and my brother is also approved asylum in the United States.
I would assume you have a good case if you're here.
Okay, so that would help because my brother is approved asylum here.
I don't know enough about your case. I am making an assumption because you're from Afghanistan. The United States already vetted you as a safe person who is not associated with the Taliban, because the Taliban is in power now, and because you have some association with the United States. If you go back, you could be in a lot of trouble there. I'm going to assume, not knowing anything about you, that you would have a very good asylum case. Hold on.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
And one.
All right. Oh, you had one more.
A lot of one more.
There's one more. There's too many one mores today, unfortunately, Solomon. Caro in Boston.
Hi, Brian.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for everything you're doing for us. Keep helping us.
My pleasure. What's going on?
Yeah, so I have a 10-year green card. I married. I got married 2018.
Right.
So I didn't receive the 2 years. I got 10 years green card straight away. So I'm supposed to file for my citizenship next year, but my wife said she's not gonna file a tax with me. She's gonna file separate because I make a lot of money. She says we don't make any money, so she wanna file separate. So I just wanna ask if that's gonna affect my citizenship application.
It absolutely will, because they're going to say you're no longer in a bona fide marriage if you don't have joint tax returns.
Yeah.
So then you would wait. So then you would just wait till 5 years of having a green card. Your choice is this: file a joint tax return, take the tax consequence, become a citizen in 3 years, save a couple of dollars, become a citizen in 5 years. Those are your choices.
Okay. So because I've been talking to her, because she said like I make a lot of money. She
That's
like we don't.
that's up between you and her and your accountant.
Okay, but we've been filing taxes together for the past 2 years.
Yeah, and you have to continue if you want to become a citizen based on 3 years.
Okay, so I received my my green card 2020. So is it possible to file next year?
You file 3 years from the time you got your green card, less 90 days, assuming you're in a bona fide marriage with your spouse.
Okay, thank you very much, Brian.
And by the way, if you didn't get a chance to ask your immigration question of me, or if you were one of those people who said, I have one more question, and I said, I'm sorry, you're going to the next person. If you're in either group, you can follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein. You follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein. You can drop me a DM. I will answer your questions as best as I can. You can also follow us at Brad Show Live. You follow us at Brad Show Live. You can't handle 2 hours of this. It's too much for you to handle. Then follow us on Instagram at Brad Show Live. It's 30 seconds of your life every day. Check out the best of at Brad Show Live on Instagram. And you can also follow our fastest growing TikTok, our fastest growing social media platform, TikTok. You can leave your questions also in the comment section. I can't answer all of them. There's thousands of them. I try to do as many as I can every day. Sometimes I miss a day because I'm busy, but I try to answer as many questions as I can every day. If you leave your question in the comment section, you may get a personalized video from me answering your immigration question. It's personalized to you, but the whole world watches on TikTok. And Yo-Yo.
Yep, you guys can follow me at Jonathan Elias TV on Instagram.
And later in the show, we will take a look at some past Valentine's Days we've all celebrated together.
Yes, and now Salua Ibeline, certified business and life coach and author of The Stories of Immigrant Women Entrepreneurs in the United States of America, tells us what she would like to see in U.S. immigration reform. So now let us know in the comments what you would like to see changed as well.
What is the number one change you want to see in U.S. immigration reform?
Well, the first one that comes to mind is to treat people who come here to get their immigration status changed or whatever, to get treated better. I feel like when we go to these offices, we're automatically seen as criminal. Why are you coming here? What do you want from this country? And all of us, I mean, I've gone to many interviews, and these women as well, they share that when they go to do the interview process, they are really treated like they're criminals. So I think that's number one. And then the number two is hopefully to have a system that makes the length of time shorter. I mean, I have people who've been in the US for over 20 years and they still don't have this citizenship. What's happening? Like, seriously, a friend of mine, she came here when she was 8 as a DACA recipient. Her parents dragged her here illegally. The parents got the paper. She's now almost 40 and she still doesn't have her citizenship. She went to school here. She's an American. She works, she speaks English perfect, and she still doesn't have her situation fixed. Why is that? I think the system is broken. It takes too long. They don't treat us best. I think it needs a reform. And I know it's a deep rabbit hole. There's so many different, part of the immigration system. But if we could move one thing at a time, they would be really amazing.
All right, this is the part of the show where Jonathan gets to show off his reading abilities. He's been scouring every comment, issue, and problem, and taking out the best ones to ask me in something we like to call social media check-in. Let's do it.
All right, first one comes from Rosemary Barnes on YouTube. As a permanent resident, can you travel out of the U.S. on a green card receipt that was given to you while waiting on your green card?
No, you can only travel on advance parole.
Starboy Toure, a VIP Facebook member. My dad is a U.S. citizen and he filed an I-130 petition for me. I'm an unmarried son under 21 years of age and my priority date is June 14th, 2021. When can I expect my case to be approved? I'm in Africa.
Hopefully by June 15th, 2022.
Okay, next G on YouTube. My daughters, 12 and 14, overstayed their ESTA for 4 months. How can I adjust their status? My husband is a U.S. citizen, and I have a conditional green card.
You file their adjustments. Your husband files an I-130. They file an adjustment. They are stepchildren to your husband. They entered on ESTA. They're still eligible to adjust.
Asim Shirazi on YouTube. My wife and I have gotten a guardianship of a boy in Pakistan. We want to bring him to the U.S. Both of us are U.S. citizen. What's the best and fastest way to bring him?
Well, if he has no parents, an orphan petition.
Okay, Marcia Turner on YouTube. I'm a U.S. citizen and my mom is a green card holder living in the U.S. I would like to file for my unmarried siblings and also one that is already married in Jamaica. What's the fastest way?
Your mom's a resident?
My mom, I'm a U.S. citizen and my mom is a green card holder.
Green card holder. Mom files for the unmarried, you file for the married.
Daryl Wenaba on YouTube. Can a pending change of status to F1 applicant apply for Social Security with an I-797 notice of action?
No, you need a work permit to apply for Social Security.
Tally on YouTube. I was dating for 3 years and got married after 4 months. Is that too soon to file for VAWA? I can't take it anymore.
No, it's not too soon.
Okay, solely on YouTube. I filed for VAWA back in November 2020. My first prima facie will expire in 2 days. I didn't receive my second prima facie. Should I be worried?
No.
Dion Cunningham on Facebook. As a citizen, I have an adult daughter here on a work program extension. Can I file for her and also file an adjustment of status form? What would it come through earlier than 6 to 7 years?
You can't file an adjustment for your adult daughter because you got to file an I-130 first. She has to be on the waiting list. The waiting list, depending on whether you're a citizen, resident, she's married, single, could be anywhere from 5, 7, 10 years.
And last one, Consular on YouTube. I'm a green card holder filing for my 13-year-old daughter who is here from Jamaica. Do I need a consent letter from her mother?
No. You just have to file the adjustment while she's in legal status.
All right.
All right. So we've shared quite a few Valentine's Days together. Yo-yo.
We have.
We have. On the air.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
In fact, yesterday marked our 5th year celebrating the holiday. And since Bradshaw Live is live, we've had a technical issue yesterday. We weren't able to play the compilation of some of the ways we've celebrated the holiday together. But since Bradshaw Live and the squad is all about love, we're going to extend Valentine's Day one additional day.
That's why y'all wanted to show it.
Yeah, that's right. And let's check out the video. This is going to be great.
It's your boy Jonathan Elias out here in the cold streets of New York. Yes, it's February, and yes, I'm in my undies. We're here at the NYC Cupid Undie Run. All right, this is gonna raise money for neurofibromatosis, which is also known as NF. We're here making a good cause. We're raising awareness in our undies. Let's go drink.
Raise awareness about this disease because there is no cure for it right now. I've seen people die in their 20s and 30s from this, even younger, because the tumors are affecting their ability to breathe. When we started this in 2010, there was nothing except surgeries, and now we have 16 clinical trials. And we're close to finding like treatments that might work. We've seen 60 to 70% tumor reductions.
I run for Chloe. She turned 21 this year. She would be with us at this party if she wasn't in Italy. And part of the reason why she's in Italy studying abroad is because of this organization. Because she's gotten excellent treatment through heart surgeries and other surgeries as a neurofibromatosis, someone living with it. So now I come back not to run, I only come back for Chloe.
To have fun and to live life, whatever means necessary. So this is one means to do it, and that's it.
Yeah. So do you know anyone personally that is affected by NF?
I do not, but it's a terrible disease, and we definitely need to find a cure for it.
I want to know, what's your immigration story?
My paternal grandparents are from Poland, and my parents have definitely made lots of sacrifices for my life to be better.
My parents came from Germany and from some during the revolution, and my husband's family are from Cuba and Puerto Rico. He's first gen.
For everybody out there that does want to donate, if you didn't run in your undies like we did, how can they donate to the cause?
Yeah, you can go to cupids.org.
The Tenement Museum's mission is to tell the stories of immigrants, migrants and refugees in the ongoing creation of the United States. This is a particularly special night because it's so close to Valentine's Day. We're putting on special Valentine's Day programming. We're doing a love letter writing workshop. We have our special tour that we do every year on Valentine's Day called Love at the Tenement. The Love Tour was actually inspired by the discovery of a love letter in the floorboards of '97. This was a letter written by a businessman to someone he was having an affair with. But again, we don't know anything for certain, but that's kind of what we've construed from our research. So it says, the seat of my pants are hot, here your lovely papa left of his brograns, but love laughs, nobody can keep us apart. For ... never dies. Does it, dear? Saturday ... I'll give the usual whistle, pack ... suitcase, and we'll elope and get married. The roles rough will be ... up for the occasion ... have a bully time. Your onlyest. You know, I think in today's 21st century culture and life, actually putting a pen to paper is such a rare thing. Caroline from CW Pencils, she writes 5 handwritten letters a week, and that to me is mind-blowing. It's just so rare to get a handwritten letter these days. I think it makes it quite special.
Did you know that in ancient times, love and chocolate have gone hand in hand for years? The Aztecs even considered chocolate to be an aphrodisiac, and the Mayans used it as a tradition where the bride and groom would even sip chocolate together.
Ah, okay, so that makes sense. It's no wonder that the sweet tradition of giving chocolate for Valentine's Day is so popular in modern times.
You and I are lucky enough to be here today at Ronnie Sue's Chocolate with the owner herself, Rhonda Cave, and we're gonna go make some chocolate, Yo-Yo.
Anyone in the group has ever been to a country of origin and had the opportunity to taste fresh cocoa from the tree?
I'm from the Dominican Republic. My father
Yes.
actually owns a cacao plantation.
Yes!
Oh, wow. Okay. It's like a meal. We're told that chocolate has special powers. So,
Indeed it does.
Yes, so is it really an aphrodisiac?
Yeah, cocoa is a pretty famous aphrodisiac. It releases endorphins when you eat it. It has effect of dilating the blood vessels and increasing blood flow. It's supposed to be good for your heart, all that kind of stuff. So we actually make for Valentine's Day our aphrodisiac collection.
Oh!
Yeah. So it's a whole line of truffles that feature different aphrodisiac ingredients. Yes. Belize was the first country where I had the opportunity to taste fresh cacao. And then we went to my friend's little chocolate factory, and they were making chocolate right there. And just as you walked in, the aroma just practically knocked me over. It was just intoxicating. We actually make house-made dark chocolate with the cacao beans from Belize, and that's the basis for our critically acclaimed hot chocolate at Ronnie Sue's. Yeah, one of the top 10 in the U.S. by Zagat. Yeah.
Yo-Yo pops out some chocolate ganache that he made. He goes, Brad, I brought this with... I'm like, what do you mean you brought this with me?
Smell it.
He was going to give it to me after. Ooh. Is this the aphrodisiac one?
Yes. So don't get too
don't get too
Don't
randy.
get too randy.
That's right. And then all of a sudden, everyone's bringing me in hot milk and the chocolate.
Look at this.
Wow. Wow.
Come on, let me give you.
Yeah.
So we got hot milk. We're gonna make some hot chocolate on air.
I need the spoon though to kind of mix it in there.
Yeah.
Right?
Go ahead, because I'm still mixing mine.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I was not expecting that.
This is good. Some good hot chocolate with my ganache.
I think I'm gonna just relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Drink my hot chocolate.
Yeah.
This is really
that's
good, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
I like
that was
this.
yummy. Do you want some more chocolate?
Maybe, yeah.
If you want more chocolate, it's a lot here for you.
No, enjoy it. I'm saying, the chocolate milk, hot chocolate's really, really good.
Yeah, you got chocolate right here.
I know. Look, Uncle Brad having chocolate all over his face. I'm telling you, this is good. I wish the squad was here to taste this.
I know. This is Jonathan Elias here on Valentine's at the crossroads of the world. That's right, I'm here at the Red Stairs at Times Square at the annual Times Square vow renewal ceremony where couples have agreed to say I do all over again. If you guys ready, let's see if they're ready. I think they are. I'm excited.
So as you declare your love through these spoken vows, I ask that you now raise your blinky rings in the air. So bring them up. So raise them up. Repeat after me. My love. This ring is a symbol of my never-ending love.
This ring is a symbol of my never-ending love.
And devotion to you.
And devotion.
We met 16 years ago.
Wow.
So we've been dating off and on for 16 years. We got married last year, so it'll be 2 years in August.
Nice.
It's a beautiful, but not so beautiful story. But I mean, it's love and it's work and it's it's a relationship. So you have to take the good with the bad.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's love that always matters. So it always lands us back here. You know what I mean?
It's in fact our anniversary today.
What? It's your anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, that's amazing.
Being in New York, New York is a place of love and diversity, especially today when we are celebrating our anniversary. I was so excited to be a part of this ceremony here.
So where are you guys from?
India.
Okay, and both of you? And how long have you guys been here in America?
12 years.
12. I want you guys to give, any advice to any couples out there, even, from other countries.
I would advise that be together, stick together, you are the support to each other, and when you find the love, just stick to it. Even being away from home, being away from your dear ones, being with your love partner, with your soulmate is the true thing. And wherever you go, as you say, like country or city or doesn't matter as long as you are together. And especially on Valentine's, on this day of love, we would just be together and pursue your dreams. And especially New York is a city of dreams, so come explore this beautiful city and just make your dreams come true.
We're celebrating life. We're celebrating love. 18 months ago, I had multiple bilateral pulmonary embolisms, and when I got into the ER, they said, you should not be here. People do not survive what you did. So when I was in the hospital for 7 days, I made a bucket list. And my bucket list was to visit New York City, to see the city, to see the sights, to embrace the culture and the diversity and just experience it. So I made that bucket list. And so we've been married 31 years. Wow. Together 35. Well, this is a 31-year-old veil, y'all.
Is that the veil that you wore?
Yes, this is my wedding veil. And it's not in style now. Obviously, people are giving me all kinds of weird looks.
No.
But you know what? I'm here. I don't care. I'm alive. I'm with this wonderful man.
Yes.
And so it's all good.
A true relationship is built on the ability to communicate and share how you really feel. Also, to be able to understand that your partner's not always going to feel the exact way you do on everything. And it's about compromising, but it's also about enjoying the time you have together and making the best of it. And that, it takes a long time to learn that. But when you do, life becomes so much better.
Oh, look at that. I love.
I remember all of those.
Do you? Especially the first one?
The first one. I went to Jonathan, was watching him run through New York City in red underwear. And I said to him, Jonathan, if I was you, back when you had to do this, and we had to reverse roles, and you were you know, the
You.
boss. Right. And I would have just turned to you and said, "There's not enough money in the world to pay me to put on red shorts and run through
For
New
the
York
good
City.
cause.
And run through New York City in February
For that cause.
And then Yana's like, I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah, I would never do that again, guys. Don't worry. You won't have to see that body again.
And then the woman with the chocolates.
Yeah,
Right, you told
Rhonda,
me.
Rhonda K.
and
We're still friends.
Yeah, Jonathan's like, you made a friend doing that.
Yeah.
And they're still friends.
Yeah, we're still
really,
friends
that's
on
really
Facebook.
great.
Yeah.
And I remember when you went to do the marriage vows in Times Square. I remember you came back
Yeah.
next day, you're like, I was freezing.
Freezing.
I remember that.
Literally thought I had frostbite, but you know, the love kept us all warm.
Yeah,
Everybody was super
I
happy.
remember all those. I
Yeah.
remember having the hot chocolate on
Yep.
set.
Mhm.
I'm like, it was like going down memory lane.
A nice memory
Yes,
lane
it was
type
like going
of
down
video.
memory
That was
lane.
really nice.
I enjoyed that.
I did
very,
too.
very good job, crew. Very good job. All right, social
No.
media speed round.
Oh.
Because it says social, it's just it's speed round. You got 9
All
questions.
right.
You know, somebody left a comment on YouTube yesterday. Why 9? It's such a random number. It should be 10. It should be 10. Maybe we should change it to 10. And I read the comment. I don't know what the comment. I read the comment. I go, yeah, 9 is pretty
It
random.
is kind of random.
I don't know. I came up with 9. I don't know why.
And 50 seconds.
10 and 50 seconds sounds better.
That's hard.
It's
Let's try to
hard.
get this 9 first.
Let's do 9 first. Okay.
How much is the I-130 petition for a wife and a newborn baby?
$535 per case.
How long does it take to get an interview after filing for your spouse?
Interview for adjustment in the United States is about a year.
Is it a problem if you move to another address after filing I-130 application?
No, just file an AR-11 and let them know.
How long after VAWA approval does it take to receive a green card?
You have to file the adjustment after the VAWA approval.
Will a DUI and reckless driving charge keep me from being granted asylum?
No.
Would you recommend that I go home to my home country with an approved U visa?
If you have a visa to return, yes. And if you just have the status, no.
Can someone apply for a work permit if their spouse is registered felon?
Yes.
Can I file my taxes with a tax ID number if I'm not a legal resident?
Yes.
Can a stepchild file for their undocumented step-parent?
Yes, if the marriage happened before 18.
Woo! Woo! Damn! That's exactly
why we do 9.
Can't do 10.
We gotta do 10 now.
No, dog.
We gotta do 10.
You literally get sentences for answers.
10 and 50 seconds sounds a lot better.
Wow.
9 and 50 seconds.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
All right, comments of the day, yo. Comments of the day.
That was a close one.
Yeah.
All right, first comment of the day comes from Dion Reed saying, "Squat up, my daughters. It's Tuesday or Tease Day. What's in your cups? Mine is ginger and turmeric." I like that. Tease Day.
It's Tease Day. Aha! Tease.
I see what you did.
I like it. Could be
like
tease. TEAS.
Yeah.
It's off of Tuesday.
Mhm.
It's 3 different things.
It could be all of that.
Yes.
But I know what it is. That's that tease. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, our second comment of the day comes from Sasha Robinson saying, "I'm drinking from my Brad teacup." That's what I'm talking about.
Cheers.
Us too. Cheers.
I like that one too.
Y'all know how to get one if y'all don't have one.
How do you get one, yo? Why don't you tell everybody?
Y'all just play the game. Hit us up in the DM. Play the game.
Let's play the game, right?
Yeah, we'll play Squad versus Crew. We got some special ones coming up. Can't tell you. I can't tell you who.
I heard.
All right. And our third comment of the day. Don Harriet saying, "Schmoozing with Brad is my second favorite part of the show." So they like it.
What's the first part?
Meat and potatoes,
Of
of
course.
course. Come on. Come on. Ja.
If it was Rob J. Roberts, my favorite part is when the show
When
goes
the show's
off the
over, yeah, right.
Yeah. My favorite part is when you say goodbye.
I can see him saying that. I can see him saying that. And our last comment of the day. Paulette Bryce Cameron saying, "Yes, Brad and his team are the best immigration lawyers in the world."
Aw, thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, so today's Tease Day.
Today's Tease Day.
And it's a little prelude to Hump Day tomorrow.
Oh.
Tuesday to Hub Day.
Tuesdays. It's a lot of teasing.
We'll see you tomorrow. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?